Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of Pinfalls. I, of course, am John of johnspeak.com, and joining me, as always, who else but Tommy else?
How you doing, John?
I am good. How are you, sir?
Good. So
Today, we're talking about Survivor Series.
we are. Survivor Series is one of the big four, as they say. It's a classic. In the last decade or so, though, it's been a little spotty on some of them, just because I think people enjoy what the original intention of Survivor Series was, which was a 5-on-5 match, and usually it was led by whatever the biggest feud was at the time. Those would be like the leaders of the teams, and then they would recruit, team of good guys, team of bad guys. And it's an elimination style match, and they went a few years where they didn't do it. Then they did ones where they had too many of them. Then it just, but this year they're taking it a different direction, and they're going to do a 5-on-5 classic Survivor Series style match in what they call WarGames. 2 rings, back to back, 1 cage around the whole thing. I dig the gimmick, and I'm looking forward to it.
I dig the gimmick too. I would like to see the whole card. I'd like to see it go back to the old school Survivor Series. That's what was intended. That's what everyone liked. I like the big 4-on-4, 5-on-5 matches.
Yeah,
but at least this is a compromise.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I welcome the new attempt. So,
well, you're more open-minded. Let's jump in. We got 5 matches that were announced. Maybe some will be added later. I don't know. We don't know. But there are 5 right now, so we'll discuss those 5. The first match, we got Finn Balor versus AJ Styles.
I feel like this is going to be a pay-per-view for the faces. Generally speaking, I'm going to go with AJ Styles on this. I think that it's going to be, I'm sure that you're going to get a lot of interaction and interference from both sides of their respective factions. But, it's the OC is due for a win. They are now more confident in themselves that Mia Yim has joined them, and so I think that they're due. You can't. The story starts getting boring if they just keep running over everybody, and I think that AJ's due for a win here. So,
and I was going to say the same thing. AJ needs the win. He's been kind of, I don't want to say floundering, but he hasn't had a whole lot of success of late. The addition of Mia Yim certainly helps the OC. I think they need it. He needs it. He gets it. I agree with you.
Okay. And it's worth noting right now, last pay-per-view, we only differed on one match, and I did win that match. So do you know what our totals are right now?
I have you as 32-30, and I am 29-33.
Okay.
We have 3 different. I'm chasing you by 3.
Okay.
You were 2 up the last one. You gained 1 on me. So.
All right. Well, because we're coming up on the end of the year, so
I know. I know.
It's a close race. It's a close race.
There's probably only one more pay-per-view, right? There'll be something in December that I got to catch you.
Yeah. And
now I won't go crazy with odd picks just to try to beat you. As much as I want to beat you, I'm gonna go with what I think.
You gotta follow your instinct, man. No, don't do whatever you think. However you justify that win, then you got to stick to your guns.
All right. Well, the next one.
That being said, we agree on most of these things is part of the problem. There was only one on the line last time because we agreed on everything else. So, we're clearly in sync on most of these things. It's the rare ones at this point now that we don't, that are really a win is a big deal now. So,
and really, during the course of the year with 60 some match predictions, we're hovering right around the 500 mark. You're a little bit over, I'm a little bit under. So, we're shooting 50%. That's better than some.
All right, what's the next match?
We got Seth freaking Rollins versus Lashley versus Theory. Do you have any theories on this one?
Oh God, you're never. I want him to go away only so that I don't have to hear you make any theory jokes. I like the guy. But if it comes at the cost of hearing these jokes from you, this is not worth it.
It doesn't matter if it's Theory. There's plenty of others I could.
I know. So I gotta say this is a tougher one for me to call. I will say I don't think Lashley has a shot in hell. There's no way Lashley's walking out U.S. champion. I don't put it past them to let Theory get the win in this. But at the same time, Seth's only had the title for so long. But at the same time, how much does he really need to have the U.S. championship either? It could free him up for something else. I don't know. I see the person who I think would benefit the most from a win in this whole thing would be Theory. So I gotta say it's a really tough call, but I am going to go with Theory on this one.
Then we have one different already.
All right, you're going with Rollins, right?
Of course, I immediately dismissed. No disrespect to Lashley, but I don't know what it does for him in this. I'm not, he doesn't need this win. It's not going to do anything for him. Not that it's going to do much for Rollins. He's already champ, so winning it, keeping it isn't going to do much more for him. But I just think he's going to keep it. I think he might have a little bit longer run than you're anticipating. I have nothing against Theory. I don't mind him. He's better than Riddle, but Rollins takes this because he's going to have a nice run with that title, and it's going to bring respectability to it. And he's married to Becky Lynch. I'm not sure if you knew that.
It doesn't give him credibility. Just
those in my book.
Yeah. I look. It's a close and it's a tough call for me to make. I mean, yes. Otherwise, I would definitely say Rollins for sure. I like him with the U.S. Championship. I think he's doing a really great job with it. I love what he has become, what he has evolved into now. This is by far and away my favorite Seth Rollins ever. I love everything that he's doing. He's on fire as far as I'm concerned. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. I just got this weird feeling that they might just put over Theory on this one. So,
well, that's all right. We needed a difference. I'm good with that. The next match, I'm a little torn on the next match, just the makeup of it. We got the brawling brutes of Drew McIntyre, Ridge Holland, Butch, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. No, I'm sorry, not Sami Zayn.
He's on the other team.
And Sheamus.
Yeah.
I couldn't read my note there. Versus the Bloodlines with Sami Zayn.
Right.
And I like why I think it would be a nice. Why do we need Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in this?
Well, I mean, why do you need Sami Zayn in the Bloodline to begin with? I guess is a bigger question, because he wouldn't even be a part of this whole thing if they didn't. I mean, he was at least already there. It's not like they brought him in just for this match or anything like that. I mean, he's been with them for a few months now. So, but when they were talking about who the fifth member was going to be, I actually was pretty sure it was going to be Kevin Owens. So I had called that, and it is what it is. I don't know. This is another one that, yeah, it's tough to call, but I feel like this could be a potential situation because there's been a lot of tension right now in the Bloodline, especially with Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, where it could come to a boil in this and then end up costing them the match. And then I think Sammy might be out soon, in my estimation. I don't know that he's got much longer in there. I feel like the Bloodline story has got to be coming to a close soon around WrestleMania, and they need to start kind of like, getting the ball rolling and planting some of the seeds to get in that direction. I think that they've got a fun group of good guys, put together for the other team, and that would just be a big crowd pleaser, I think, if they got over and won the match. So it would do all of those guys good to get a win, and whereas like if the bloodline, again, if they just keep rolling over everybody at a certain point, it's just not, it's something that it's like they can't, they walk away in a weird way in my eyes with some level of respect, because the only reason they lost is because they fell ununited at a certain point. There's some breakdown between Sammy or something like that, but had they all been on the same page, they would have, been able to win it. So anyway, I'm going with the good guys on this one here.
Well, I went back and forth on it. And obviously, I think you probably agree. I think Zayn is the key to this. And I thought maybe the Uso screws up and Zayn saves it, and then he's got that hanging over the head, which creates more tension. But I think we got to move past that already. I think they got to start gearing up towards WrestleMania, and I think it's got to start, as you said, in this match. So I go with the Brutes winning it. I think Zayn will definitely be the key figure, whether an Uso takes him out and causes the loss, and then there's more friction, or he causes the loss. Owens is going to play a part in this too. Maybe they go off on their own feud. Who knows? But either way, the Brutes end up taking this.
Well, Owens came back and he said that he said, he's like, yeah, he and Zayn have, had their feuds and stuff like that. He's like, but I'm not here for Zayn. He's on the other team, and that's whatever. But he's like, I'm here for Roman Reigns. He's like, I want to come, and I'm here to, go after him. So, I don't know how much. I mean, I'm sure you'll get a little bit of Zayn and Owens in there and stuff, but I don't think that's going to be the storyline going forward. I mean, everybody's seen it enough, so.
So we agree.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right, we're 2-1 so far. Okay, we've got the. I'm saving the women's title match for the end. So we got the women's war game match. We got Team Belair, which is Bianca Belair, Asuka. And who else we got here? Oh, and the mystery guest is Becky Lynch. And who am I missing? I'm missing one more. Alexa Bliss. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm off my game here. And then we got Damage Control, which is Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and Nikki Cross.
I'm going with the good girls on this one.
Reasoning? Or you're going with them?
Yeah, win, lose, or draw. I'm going with them. Yeah. I think they. I don't know. I just have a gut feeling on this one. I think that, like you said, if Becky Lynch is the fifth person in there, then it's like they all have a good beef with each other, and it's not like the tag titles are on the line or anything like that. So I think Damage Control could take the loss, but then the loss fires them up to, get even meaner as, they move forward from there. I think that all the girls on the other team need the win. Like Alexa Bliss needs to be in something that, they win like this. And so does, even Asuka at this point. So, I mean, even Belair, to be honest. I mean, like, I just think everybody kind of needs a little boost over there, So, I think they're going to go with again, kind of a crowd pleasing match on this one. I think it'll be a great match. I mean, all the players involved are all great, so it should be one hell of a match. So, but yeah, I'm going with the good girls. Obviously, you're not. I can see it on your face.
Why do you say that?
You can see it behind those shades there.
Well, as much as the Becky Lynch thing throws me off, because to put her in the match and then to lose the match just seems kind of weird, because just because why put her in that? But they needed the fourth person. I think Damage Control wins. You already said it's not going to affect the tag titles, so it's not going to affect Bianca's women's title.
No, no, it doesn't. But I mean, I just feel like this is going to be a night of comeuppance for a few storylines, and I think this is one where collectively all these girls can kind of get their win over the bad girls, and in one fell swoop, and then from there, individual rivalries can spawn off. It sounds like Alexa's has a problem with Nikki Cross, so then they may end up going off and doing something after this. And I mean, then you could do all that could still come to be in your scenario as well, um but yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna see the good girls win this one. So
Well, see, I think Damage Control wins, and then it spawns another match. There's going to be another match between Bailey and Bianca anyway, and I think the loss to Bianca will make Bailey tout that for the rest of the time, demand her rematch, get the rematch, win the title. I'm already predicting that for the next one, but I reserve the right to change my mind if they do match up.
yeah, things could change between now and then. Sure.
So we have two different already.
All right, good.
And we have one last match. We have for the SmackDown Women's Championship. It's a War Games match. Champion Ronda Rousey versus challenger Shotzi Blackheart.
I'm going Ronda Rousey. I don't see Shotzi as a champion. I just don't. I mean, I don't really have anything else to say about it. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not that intrigued with her. I think some of her matches have been pretty good, but I mean, as a character, I just have very little investment in her. Ronda is kind of like playing the bitchy version of Ronda Rousey now and stuff, and I think it's working for her for now, and I think that this is just a match to give Shotzi a spot in the limelight, be in the main event, get a taste of it, but she's not ready to be champion. So
I agree with all that. Is did we predict Ronda to lose the last pay-per-view? I thought we did.
I believe we did, and we were obviously wrong.
Right. But in either case, now that she's won, I don't see her losing to Shotzi at this point. I don't know what that does for Ronda. I don't and like you said, Shotzi's not ready. I don't know if she ever will be ready for the championship, but there's no point putting the belt on her. I don't really even see Ronda and Shotzi as a long-term feud. I think you're right. It's just kind of a placeholder. Throw her in there, give her some spotlight, maybe see what she can do, maybe build her up a little bit.
Well, and if somebody's going to hold the title for a while, that's what you want to do is, the people who, you want to put people in main event scenarios to get the experience of being in them. So here's a main event for the title at a pay-per-view, you know, it doesn't mean you're going to win it, but it means that, you get that experience. So then when the time comes where you are going to win it, you're ready for it. You got to go get some reps out there and do some main events. Some people, yeah, they luck out and they give them the title on their first try or something like that. But otherwise, it's good for and Shotzi's someone who's still kind of coming up. So if we're early on in a Ronda Rousey title reign, then yeah, let some of them get some time out there. So
It's just funny because last time, like we predicted Ronda Rousey to lose because we thought it'd be a good time for her to lose. Now we're predicting a longer run for her, but that's how things change in the world of pro wrestling.
right, yeah. I mean, so we were wrong. She's a champ. Okay, well that changes everything, and now you're going to definitely see it. Where its trajectory is in a different light. So
Will there be any surprises? I don't think Becky Lynch has officially been announced, but I think everybody pretty much thinks it's going to be Becky Lynch.
yeah, it would make the most sense. Damage Control were the ones who took her out, so it would make the most sense. And that again, like you said, if they bring her back and then they lose, it's like, then what?
Although I am predicting her to lose.
I know, but I agree with your thinking though. In that it's just I don't see why they would if they brought Becky Lynch back. And I had honestly, if it's gonna be anybody, it's got to be somebody big, and it's not like they're gonna have like Trish Stratus or somebody like
No.
to jump in. It's nothing like that. It's somebody from, yeah, and I don't. and none of those, it's not going to be like Charlotte Flair or anything like that,
No,
because none
no.
of those girls like Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, well, and Charlotte doesn't.
And she's a heel. She's a
She
heel
doesn't
too.
make sense in that mix.
Right, exactly. So yeah, the one that makes the most sense is the last person who is out there who was taken out by Damage Control, and that is Becky Lynch. So,
Do you see any other surprises? Any other
uh,
returns?
I think that we might see Brock Lesnar make an appearance, possibly during that triple threat with Bobby Lashley out there. Could play a factor in how Theory ends up winning that match too. You know, uh, Brock's got a good enough reason to go after Lashley, and he's got no love lost for Rollins. So who knows? And he would think, and Brock's the kind of guy who would think it was funny to help the kid win the title.
That's true.
Stuff it in the face of the other two guys. So that's if there's a surprise, I think Brock Lesnar appearance is possibly likely at a Survivor Series. I could see
that could be how we get rid of Lashley in that match. Then it comes down to Rollins versus Theory.
Right.
The only other thing I can see is, and I don't know who though, I can see a woman coming back, or even who's on the roster coming in and messing up the Ronda Rousey championship match with Shotzi, and to set up a feud with Ronda maybe going forward. Maybe you're returning Charlotte Flair as a face.
That would be tough, man. I mean, the crowd is not. I mean, the crowd.
But they don't like Ronda.
That's true. That's true. Sometimes the lesser of two evils, and she could get a big pop for it. That's true. Well, we'll see. I mean, that's
it's a theory.
Oh God! All right. I think we're done here.
Well, at least I didn't throw any riddle jokes in. Riddle me this, riddle me that. Any other closing thoughts before we wrap this one up?
No, just wrap it up, please. Just make it stop.
Well, we have Survivor Series on Saturday on the Peacock Network. Tommy and I agree on 3 of the 5 matches. We'll see what happens. Check out the show on Peacock. Check us out on the Everyday Fan Sports. Check us out on the Johngy or Else podcast. See how we do. With that, enjoy the show. Thank you for joining us. And you too, Tommy.
Happy Thanksgiving.